Thank you so much, Elizabeth, Janaya, Natasha, and Layla. I'm just going to jump right in and ask you guys some questions. Do you believe that all teachers address negative behaviors effectively, or do you think that there are behaviors that go unaddressed?
I believe that there's so many years ago unaddressed. With these teachers, they pick and choose students that they want to address for their behaviors and don't address for their behaviors. Like, I guess with certain people, they had to take certain precautions or certain strategies to address their behavior. But like, with more aggressive or more people who need more help challenging, they baby it down or like I guess curve around the issue.
I believe there's a lot of favoritism going on in this school, and there's some students that should be held accountable for their behavior. And yeah.
I believe the behaviors are addressed, but they're not addressed effectively. Cause like, so say a student is doing something and a teacher wants them to stop. I feel like the teacher has to understand the way they articulate themselves is like very important, because if someone is saying something to you in a rude or disrespectful way, the scholar isn't gonna feel like doing that. So I feel like you have to go about it in a respectful way. The same way you want the scholar to respect you, you have to respect them. You shouldn't be disrespectful about it.
Yeah, cause honestly, like the students, they don't care about like demerits and like resets. Cause honestly, when a teacher literally threatens to like give demerits, the student doesn't basically care. So I feel like, cause like demerits, they aren't effective anymore, and like also when a teacher is like, oh, you need to stop talking, they just like continue talking, cause like they just don't care about it.
Okay. What is the impact on the learning environment when these negative behaviors aren't addressed or aren't addressed effectively?
Sometimes we can't get through class time, and then there's like stuff we have like are behind in class from the other classes.
If you have received a wet detention slip, you are mandated to attend attention at 1 p.m. on Friday.
So was I saying that some stuff that we do in class, it affects us because we are behind from other classes, and that leads us to office hours, and we can't get stuff done. The class is rowdy, and it affects our grades.
I agree. I feel like it affects our education, because sometimes the teacher is so stuck on trying to address the student that they waste like a good amount of the class period just addressing that one student or other students, and then we don't get to get through our full lesson for the day or whatever it may be.
Yeah, it's true, because like not only we get work done, my grades are suffering. People who want to actually do the work and learn, their grades are suffering as well, because like they're in an environment with like people who just like don't want to learn. They disrupt the class and they like stop the entire class from like learning, and also that like causes us to be behind for other classes.
I agree with the being behind other classes because with those group of students, or that's one student that be misbehaving in class, they don't understand what will be going on in class. So that means the teacher had to take 2 steps back to teach them, and I guess teach the whole class again with the work. While the other, like the whole class is already ahead, but that one student, like they don't know what they're doing. The teachers know they're not gonna use office hours or go to office hours, so it's just like a repeat of lessons or a repeat of that one subject or topic just because of that one student. So it's like we being baby down, dumbed down.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you feel like the same group of scholars consistently act up in your classes?
Definitely.
Yes, that's a yes.
Tell me about that. What happens with these scholars?
Because like it's the same kids who literally do not care, and they disrupt the class a lot, and they think it's funny, but to be honest, it's actually not, because literally it's students like me who get frustrated because we can't get the work done and my grades are suffering because of them. And honestly, we shouldn't have to like be failing our classes just because of them. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree with her. Basically called the bad kids or whatever. They do stuff that disrupts the classroom, that takes away from our educational time, and I think that should be, they should do something about that.
I agree, and don't let it be multiple of them. because they so caught up on trying to act cool for their friends. Like they drag it out. Like no, it's not.
I agree with the dragging it out, because it's like when one of them, I guess, start to act crazy or go crazy on the teacher, they try to add on, and then it's sometimes it just don't mostly be the bad kids or the challenging kids. It's like maybe if a student comes from a class that teacher pissed them off, now they come in to the other class with a bad attitude, holding back us. And I guess when that one person have a bad attitude, or that person that usually never get a bad attitude, the people around them is encouraging them to, like, I guess, go off on the teacher more or to disobey the class more.
All right. And last question. Would you like to see teachers address more negative behaviors, and why?
Yes, because it'll be more easier to go through class and more easier to understand the topic if we have less distractions or not taking care of the problem more.
I agree with her, because sometimes teachers show favoritism to the bad kids and they don't address that, and that leads to one thing to another, and they think they can do whatever they want now because the teacher is so-called their best friend or whatever. And I think there should be a student and teacher boundary set on that.
Yeah, definitely, because I actually like to go to one of my classes, sit down and actually do the work without being interrupted a lot.
Any closing thoughts, Layla?
Not really. Yeah, they should address the behavior, but effectively though, you know. They shouldn't immediately jump to remove the kid from class. Let's make sure we follow the thing as a reset, then a remove them, give them a chance. You know, that's about it.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate the time that you took for this, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day.